Hello. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell to receive updates when we upload new videos.
The Kia Sorento is in the market since 2002 already, and now Kia presents the fourth generation of their car. On board now are new infotainment systems, new driver assistance safety systems, new engines and powertrains, and the car features more space. What else it delivers, how it drives, what it costs, let's find out now. Talking about materials and craftsmanship inside of the Sorento, I have to say that car really works well. You do find soft touch, you find leather, you find metal, you find loads of glossy stuff, all very nicely made and all looks very fresh and modern. From time to time a bit too modern, maybe like the part here, it's the 3D stuff, is the same as with the dashboard, and here it's part of the ambient light system as well. I think not everybody will like it, but I think it's a very nice feature. And overall, that car really looks and feels very fresh, very modern, but on the other hand, very solid as well. Looking at the front of the new Sorento, it's a completely new face. The car features a much larger grille here, and that is flanked by completely new LED headlamps. Important to know is the car always comes with fog lights, headlamps, and daytime running lights in LED technology. But you can also order a full LED package. Then you find this middle part here, which really splits the front in half, top and the lower part. The lower part also features a much larger air intake and a very sharp designed front bumper. And I think this really is the side of the car where people will say, I like it or I dislike it. Another comfort feature for the Kia Sorento are heated seats here at the front as standard. If you pay a bit more, if you have a higher trim level, you can have them with a ventilation system as well. And on top of this, you do find two of the rear seats with a heating system as well. Very important to know is that there is an automatic system on board which will adjust the heating of the seats in comparison to the temperature outside of the car or in comparison to the climate control on board.
A front-wheel powered Sorento is available with a 202 horsepower 2.2 liter diesel and automatic from around 41,400 euros in Germany. The all-wheel drive version costs almost 5,000 euros more. The Volkswagen Tiguan Allspace with front-wheel power and 150 horsepower diesel and automatic costs from around 39,500 euros. A BMW X3 xDrive 20D with 190 horsepower diesel, automatic and all-wheel drive is available from just over 48,000 euros.
Looking at the side of our Sorento, you do find quite a large wheel. Important to know is the car comes as standard with a 17-inch alloy, and then that from trim level to trim level getting more, 18, 19 and the top version 20. We do have the 19-inch on board, and that really looks, I think, quite solid. Overall, the proportions of the car have changed a bit because we now have a longer hood and the glass house has moved a bit more to the rear of the car. The dimensions are nearly the same because it's now 1.70 m in height, it's just 1 centimeter more, and it's 4.81 m in length, which is also 1 centimeter more. But the wheelbase has changed, which is now 2.82 m, and that's a plus of 3.5 centimeters, so that really makes the difference. And so overall, the car looks a lot more dynamic than before. Another thing that is new, we do find more, let's say, crisp lines on the car, like this one here, which is the shoulder line, but that one wraps around the whole vehicle, and that really gives that car the typical new, unique look of Kia. But you do find some old stuff, let's say that way, like this one here, looks like a bit like the fin of a shark, as you may know from its predecessor as well. The base equipment level of the Sorento is really quite nice. That car features, for instance, a fully digital cockpit, 12.3 inch, at least 8 inch as a touchscreen for the infotainment, but with the next trim level you instantly get 10.25. On top of this you get, for instance, a climate control which is always on board, and loads more. You find a list here of what is always on board with the new Kia Sorento. On top of this you can, while choosing different trim levels, get loads and loads of extra stuff, and of course you can choose these bits and pieces separately, so whatever you want you may then find. But here's the list as well, just to give you an impression of what the next trim level will bring, and of course what you can choose in packages or at single pieces to make the Kia Sorento your Kia Sorento.
Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are also part of the standard equipment, as well as digital radio and a Bluetooth hands-free system.
The rear of the car is really my favorite viewpoint of the new Kia Sorento, because we have this wide shoulders, we have this very big rooftop spoiler, and we have this quite high starting window graphic at the rear, and that really gives the car power. On top we do have these upright taillights here, and so they do really push the power to the very edge of the car. They're running into the side of the car as well, and this gives the car extra power and pressure from the rear. On top you find very prominent the name of the car on the boot lid. This is something you may find in other new Kia models as well. And you do find, let's say, a fake underride protection and something that looks a bit like exhaust, but I think they find quite a nice solution. And to be really honest, I think this really is the look you want to have at first when you look at the new car. The front seat, they do not only deliver loads and loads of comfort, they also deliver more than enough support. And what I really do like with the seats is the passenger seat, for instance, I can adjust from here. So if I want to give somebody behind the passenger side a bit more space, or if I use the car as a chauffeur limousine, I could easily do that right from my driver's seat.
If your garage at home is too small or the parking space too narrow to get in, the Sorento now offers what is known as remote parking. That means nothing else that it can be parked by using your key as a remote control if needed.
The space the car offers at the front seats is really nice. Even a tall person like me, I'm nearly 2 meters high, I do sit absolutely comfortable in the car. I can adjust everything the way I want, and it's really, really nice. How about the space behind me? We're going to find out that while having a short stop. So that's the short break I've promised to check if I can sit behind me. I didn't change my driving position, as you see. Quite a big one to enter the car. Important is with the new construction of the car and the longer wheelbase, that car now features about nearly 10 centimeters more of leg room on the passenger seats here. So entering is easy, as you see. And now let's see how about space. You can see in front of my knees, I would say 10 centimeters space, really marvelous. And headroom, that works. It's nothing left, but it's fine. And we're talking about a compact SUV. And I'm 1.95 meters behind 1.95 meters now. And I have quite a tall upper body. So that really is a lot of space. And important to know is, we would love to show you the 7-seater because they've changed the entrance process. You can now slide more to the front with that bench to enter the rear seats here. And that makes that a lot easier. But unfortunately, we do not have a 7-seater as a test car. When you look at the driver assistance and safety systems of the new Sorento, you instantly see that is a modern and new car, because you get loads of things for free where you have to pay at other brands. For instance, you do have an active lane assist on board. You do have a system that recognizes if you get tired. You do find a rear view camera on board. And you do find parking sensors, for instance, front and rear as standard, and many, many more things. And of course, on top of that, you can buy extras in packages or separately to really make your Kia Sorento not only more comfortable, but also even more safe.
The blind spot assistant is an eye-catcher in the truest sense of the word. As soon as you initiate the indicator, a camera image is displayed in the cockpit that shows the area next to and behind the Sorento.
The steering and the suspension of the Sorento really doing a very nice job. The car is not rolling at all, and it's stiff enough and still comfortable, and the steering is precise enough but not nervous. So that really fits that SUV perfectly. And we're talking about a car with a weight of about 1900 kilograms, and still it's very nicely to control, even if you drive a bit more sporty. When the Sorento enters the market, there will be two different powertrains available. One is a 1.6 liter hybrid engine, a petrol one that delivers 230 horsepower and will be combined with a 6-speed automatic gearbox. And then there will be the already known 2.2 liter diesel engine, which is combined with an 8-speed DCT gearbox, and that then offers you 202 horsepower. Both of the cars can be ordered either as a front-powered car or all-wheel drive. And then early next year, Kia promised to have a plug-in hybrid as well. System output there, 265 horsepower, and that car will always come with all-wheel drive. And they say it will be able to drive more than 50 kilometers purely on electric power.
According to the datasheet, the average consumption of our diesel should be 6 liters per 100 km driven. During our test drive, however, 9 to 10 liters are needed at normal speed.
Looking into the boot of our Kia Sorento, you do find 910 liters with the rear seats up, and that increases up to 2,100 liters if you fold the rear bench down. By the way, 60 to 40% is possible. When we talk about this, we talk about the 5-seater diesel version. If you want the hybrid version, that makes in both situations between 8 up to 15 liters less boot capacity. And it's only a little number because the battery of the hybrid is mounted below the passenger seat at the front. But this car is also offered as a 7-seater, and then you really have to expect about 90 liters less in both situations.
In terms of trunk volume, there is hardly any direct competitor that can deliver as much space as the Sorento. The BMW X3, for instance, offers 550 to a maximum of 1,600 liters, and so significantly less than the Kia. A Volkswagen Tiguan Allspace comes close to the maximum with 760 to 1,920 liters, but not with the rear seats up.
The car features more than enough compartments, so you do find standard compartments in the doors. You do find a very nice big one here at the front middle, which you can close, and inside of that you not only find the wireless charging, you also find 3 of the USB ports of the car, and they are up to 7 in the car overall. And then you do find 2 cup holders, a small compartment behind them, and you find under the armrest another quite nice compartment. On top of this, on the rear bench, you do find 2 cup holders in the armrest and 2 bottle compartments in the doors. That was my test drive on the brand new Kia Sorento. What I really like with the car, it has only grown a little bit at the exterior, but you can find loads of extra space at the interior. On top you get the newest infotainment system, you get the newest driver assistance safety systems, and the car overall really is not only a remake, it's a completely new and very nice car. And I have to tell you, I didn't find any downside at all. The only thing is the actual hybrid I don't like so much because it's not powerful enough, but the diesel is really a pleasure to drive, and I'm waiting now for the plug-in hybrid next year.
Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Subscribe to Auto TV.